Right then, I'm just gonna have to try and get through this. Just act normal. Just act normal. Get it in. I need to get it into my head. Nobody can know. Nobody can know. He can't know that I've been having these dreams about him. There's just no way. I've just got to get through it. Behave as if everything's normal. Nobody knows this. Use your logic. There's no way. He can't know. Nobody else can know. It's only in your head that your dreams. Nobody else gets to see them. That's the way these things work. I mean, I'm not even gay, but ever since Cheeseburger sent me those naked pictures, well, I just can't get him out of my mind. He's like a cross between James Bond and Magnum PI. I don't know. Dear, oh dear. Anyway. Oh, hello. There you are. Jolly good. Good evening, darlings, and a very warm welcome to Thursday Night Live with me, Boaty. And I'm going to be here over the next 58 minutes. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm going to be here with you over the next 58. That's inflation for you, isn't it? I'm going to be here with you for a while. I'm going to be coming into your orifices with gay abandon is what I'm going to be doing. So, and again, it's so cold. I hope you're surviving. I hope you are safe and warm. And don't despair, my darlings. After tonight, it's going to get warmer. It's going to get wetter, but it's going to get warmer. So, might not be the last cold spell of the winter. In fact, I'm sure it won't be. But, we'll have got through this one and we'll have a little bit of warmth. We can get out and wash our cars and we can launder our underwear and do all sorts. Oh, I changed my bedding today. I'm looking forward to getting into bed tonight because there's nothing quite like getting into nice fresh bedding, is there? Now, I did set the live to the wrong time, so apologies for any confusion that was caused by that. For some reason, I set the live stream to go at the time that the video should have got out, which was 1919, and this obviously was supposed to be at 11 o'clock. My bad. I'm very old. I'm fairly hopeless. So you have to expect these kind of things, I'm afraid. And on the subject of the 1919 video, I hope you enjoyed it. Or if you haven't seen it yet, but you're going to watch it, I hope you enjoy it when you watch it. And for those who haven't seen it and got no idea what it's about, it's another little tiny short video about Bristol Brian, but I managed to find a video that actually features the car that I sold him, a Bristol 411 Series 4. And it was a really nice one. I might tell you the story about that later on. I've probably told you it already. I might tell you it again with the bits that I probably didn't tell you first time. But it is Thursday night, of course, and that means Mad Thursday, when anything goes. So it's our last little, God, it's cold. I've put the heating up to 20, but it had been on 18. I'm freezing my fucking titties off here. So I'm going to have a drink. That'll help. There we are. Oh, that's very nice. Excuse me. So yeah, Mad Thursday. Throw anything at me that you like. We can talk about anything that you like, and because it's our last time together for a couple of days. Yep, your evenings can be your own again after tonight. I will leave you in peace. Who have I got? Steve Cole, good evening. John Studley, hello. Jimmy Quinn, good evening, Boaty and everyone. Hope you're not too cold tonight. Good evening, Jimmy. Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5. Hey guys, how we doing? And Barry asks, what random crap is the random Thursday going to throw at us? Good question. we will see. Oh dear, yes, bad circulation. Oh, hello, Neil's here. Neil Gibbon, aka the Gibbonatore. Hey all, hope we're well. How are we on this freezing cold night? Well, we're all freezing cold. Hello, Neil, aka the very nice man, says John. Hello, Pingu Concord is here, and he's being all alliterative again, is Pingu. Greetings, gigantic goolid gigolo. Oh dear. Oh, Pingu, what are you like? Bad Books is here, the lovely Mark. Oh, Skick is here. Splendid. Hello, Skick. I felt sorry for Mustard with those cars, all with flat batteries. Well, once again, I haven't watched Mustard's video yet. I'll watch it after this one. But I did watch the previous one. So, well, he's got a battery charger now, hasn't he? He can. that might help. Evening all, says General Cheeseburger. Boaty isn't man enough to handle the python. You're probably right there. Lovely bit of fluffage, says Pingu. Cheeseburger says, I watched the Bristol Bryan video. Where was his yard? Looks like Midlands. Yeah, Shirley, Peterbrook Road, Shirley. Right, jolly good. Hello, everybody, from the yard of crappy trailers, says Barry Scrotter. Was the Bristol you sold Brian the one the presenter drove off in at the end, asked Bad Books? And yes, that was the one. That was indeed the one. And it was a stunning car. Absolutely stunning car. It had been owned very, very long term by an absolute Bristol enthusiast, a very, very wealthy man. Very wealthy man. Multi-millionaire. Had an incredible history with it, everything going back to day one. Had the original, fully detailed Bristol bill of sale, and it was virtually concourse. It was a really, really, really nice one. And when I got the car, I just I thought, oh, I'll take it over and see Brian. You know, I was always very happy for an excuse to go and see Brian. I thought, oh, I'll go and show him this car. He might have some extra info on it for me, and you know, he might have a potential customer for it. You know, worth a trip over. I mean, it was only down the road from Portway to Shirley. So, and it was an excuse to just get out and drive to Bristol. I mean, for those who don't know, and yes, you can make your own jokes, I'm a massive fan of Bristol motor cars. And now you've seen a couple of the videos, then perhaps you can see why. But also, it's the family history. I'm pretty damn sure I was conceived in a Bristol. I was very nearly born in a Bristol. I was certainly taken home from hospital in a Bristol, which was on the video, by the way. And then I was just brought up around Bristols. I know you're all sniggering behind your hand because I keep saying Bristols. Oh, God. Oh, and for anybody who doesn't know, perhaps some of you American types, Bristols are Cockney rhyming slang here in the UK. Bristol cities, titties. Okay, so that's why people are sniggering or making jokes, because when I say Bristols, they're thinking about titties. All right, so I mean, let's all just grow up a bit, shall we? So yeah, I've had to think about Bristol since I was a kid. Fucking hell. God above. So I've always been a Bristol man. Oh, it's so unfortunate. And the weird thing is that in my little coterie, certainly in the motor trade, we didn't call them Bristols. We called them Manchesters. Whoa, she's got a nice pair of Manchesters. Oh, what a lovely little heard of Manchester. They were always Manchesters for us. We never called them Bristols. Anyway, so yeah, I am a massive fan of Bristols, and so any excuse to get out and drive one, especially that beautiful 411, is a good thing. So I took it over to Brian, and he just basically said, "How much do you need for it?" And I said, "Have you got a customer for it, Brian?" And he said, "I want to buy it." And Brian never had any money. That was, you know, typical British upper class eccentric. He never had any money. He had cars and grounds and everything, but he never actually had any money. He lived the way that I do now, absolutely hand to bloody mouth. And when he got some money, if he sold a car for £50,000, he'd go out and buy another one for £51,000 and put himself in debt. So I didn't think he was possibly going to be a customer for the 411, but I told him how much I needed for it. We hung out for a while. I drove back to the showrooms, and late that afternoon got a phone call saying, "Righto, I'll have that then." I said, "Right, okay, bro." And I drove it. This is the bit that I couldn't put on a video. I drove it over to him the next day, and he gave me a plastic bag full of notes, and the car was expensive. I mean, we're not talking about a cheap car here. The car was a lot of money, and he gave me this plastic bag full of it. I didn't ask. You didn't ask Brian. You didn't ask Brian where that money had come from, and they were all there. And it's Brian. I've known him forever, and he was like a second father to me. So I didn't bloody count it, did I? Brian gave me a lift back to the showrooms. Got back to the showrooms, and started. I don't know how it works now. But in those days, we were charged £5 per thousand to pay cash into the bank, which I don't know how it works now. I don't know if it's still the same. But if you bound and bagged the notes, then it was cheaper. So I always used to do that because we used to have a lot of cash back in the day. Then it was still relatively normal to having massive bundles of bloody cash. So I had a ready stock of the bank's sealed bags and notebands, and you'd bundle the notes up. £500 of five. Oh, was it? God, I'm trying to think now. I think it was £500 of fives, £500 of tens, £1,000 in 20s, or £2,500 in 50s. And so you'd put them all together, Queen's Head on the right hand side. Then you'd put one of the stamped bank paper cardy slidey band things around them, and then you'd put them into one of the bank's own bags, which you would then seal, and you'd seal the bag. And then when you went to pay in, and it sounds ridiculous in this days, but you could be going to the bank with over 100,000 quid in cash to pay in, and when you paid it in like that, it worked out a lot cheaper. So I've got all the dough for this Bristol sitting there in my office, bagging it up. It done me, hadn't he? Bloody typical, Brian. I mean, he hadn't done me massively. I mean, it was a huge amount of money, and he did me for a monkey. It was 500 quid short, and counted it again, double checked, and I rang him up, and I said, "Bri, what are you doing, mate? This is me. What do you mean?" I said, "It's 500 quid short. You know what I mean." Oh dear, is it? Oh, wrong thing. Bloody hell, Brian. I said, "Have you got it?" "Not at the moment." A couple of days. Oh God. I said, "I'll bring a couple of bottles of wine round on Friday night. Have it for me then." And he did, bless him. He did. To this day, I don't know what he had to do to scrape that money together. But it was a really, really beautiful car. Right, where did I get to? Ah, yeah, there we are. I once had a car book that had some Bristols in it. One looked like a Lego stick, a Lego brick, says Barry. That would be the 412. Yeah, that would be the 412 or Beaufighter, depending on the particular engine configuration. Cheeseburgers and Neil are just telling John they're going to look after him when they drag him up to the Yard of Dreams. Cheeseburger says, "Barry, I've got a whole collection of books with Bristols in them." Yeah, I bet you have. Skick says, "I think Mustard is getting fed up with the used car business. Think he should start looking for cars more interesting to buyers. And you, Boat." Yeah, well, these things are no fun in winter, are they? Is Bristol Brian still alive? Asked Jimmy. Sadly not. And is the business still going? Again, sadly not. Uh, Barry says, "I do like nice Bristols. I prefer the nice Aristotle, though." And I'm with you, actually. I'm an Aris man. And again, for those who don't know, we're back to the old rhyming slang. Aristotle, bottle, bottle and glass, arse. So I'm definitely an Aris man. Uh, were you breastfed as a baby? Asked Bad Books. I have got no idea. Um, I don't know. I don't think that's a question I've ever asked. I mean, I presume so. I, I don't know. God, I don't want to think about that, actually. I've got, I don't know, how do you know if you were breastfed as a baby? I don't recall my mother ever specifically mentioning it. Oddly enough, that never came up in conversation. God, what a question. But then it is Thursday. It is Thursday, my darlings, isn't it? Oh, hello. Who's ping ponging me? Oh, Mustard. What's he got to say? Ah, oh, that's cheap. Oh, it's on the oh God, that is a fair way away. Oh God, window broken. Oh, it's a diesel though. 10 days of MOT left. Yep, that's a no. That's a no. That's an absolute no, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, no, there's no limit. Sod that. For the game of soldiers. Where did I get to? You wouldn't call them Birmingham's. They've only ever won one cup. Nice one, cheeseburger. Brian has been there ages. No news on the Freelander. Other cars are full of mould. A rethink is needed, says Skick. Yes, all very fair points. If I can get a few quid together, then I'm planning to take on the Freelander as my own project because I don't. That's a potentially nice car, and I was responsible for buying that. So I want to get that done. I don't want that to just sit there forever and ever. It's got a broken spring and it needs the injectors doing, and probably a couple of other bits and pieces. So if I can scrape a few quid together next month, then I'll take that on. I'll bring it down here and I'll get all of the work done myself. Brian is on notice. Brian's got until the end of February. And if he's not sorted by the end of February, he's going to scrap. Because, yeah, I'm fed up with him sitting there as well. But I totally agree with you, Skick. I totally agree that a rethink is needed. And we were talking about exactly that on Monday. On the first video about Bristol, says Buddy Scrutter, I posted a YouTube of the Bearded Explorer. I'm sure that's the same place years on, maybe. Yeah. Are they doing this on purpose? This is Mustard and the Unknown Banker having a conversation on our joint chatty thing, cars to buy, all of that sort of thing. I'm sure that's the same place years on, maybe. Yeah, from what I can gather, Barry, I had a quick look at that video, and I think it's all of Brian's stuff with his lovely daughter Fee, and from what I understand, all of his cars and everything else were auctioned off at some point. Obviously, I'm out of the loop. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know that he'd died. The last time I saw Brian was at my mother's funeral. And then after that, things went a bit pear-shaped for me. And I was kind of hiding away from everybody and everything. And Brian and I just fell out of touch. And I presume that he got a bit older and probably a bit more frail, as happens. And yeah, so sadly I had no idea. And I don't think that Jean or Jason or Fee would have known where I was or how to contact me or anything like that, because I did kind of disappear a bit from the old crowd, So yeah, I'm sure that video would be the same place. Cheeseburg says, I hope you followed your anti-money laundering procedures. Notes bound are cheaper, coins are expensive. Jimmy says, anti-money laundering procedures. Well, I mean, I had to squint at them and hold them up to the sun in the window, something like that. I mean, I checked for fakes. I mean, money laundering. Yeah. I was a busy chap. Didn't have time to worry about that sort of thing. I mean, seriously, do you worry about where the money comes from, or do you just take it and say, thank you? If If you buy a car now, says Jimmy Quinn, £9,000 max the garage will take. Bad Book says, I think it's more now. I'm sure it was, oh, right, £12 per thousand to pay cash in. Bloody hell. Cheeseburger says £500 of fives, basically 100 notes per packet. If you had forged notes, they were hidden in bulk deposits. Yeah, absolutely. Video title, Boaty was a bank robber. I wasn't. I resemble that remark. But we'll screenshot that. Daz Smith says, evening Boaty and evening chat. Good evening to you, Daz. Change to live chat, Boaty says John. Did it before we started. I'm so professional these days. It's amazing, isn't it? Road trip coming on, says Barry. And Bad Books, I did recap on that Johnny Smith video about the Bristol in the garage for... Excuse me one moment. I swear to God they're doing this on purpose. They know I'm doing it live. Oh yeah, I thought that too. So I'll actually type that. I thought that too. There we are. More pings coming up there. Evening, English people, says Stephen S. Paul. Bad Book says, once had a customer pay me 15 bundles of £100 with a £10 note folded in 10 of the bundles. So 100 quid short, the thieving bastard. Jimmy says, if you're breastfed, your teeth don't fall out. So no, Boaty, you were not breastfed. Oh, there we are. Good idea, Boat with the Freelander, says Skick. Sad Boaty to see things decline, etc. Yep. Oh, Neil. I hear you're a money launderer now, Father. You have to be careful what you say. Sometimes don't ask, don't tell is the way. Now, when I was at the showrooms, I dealt with a lot of different people. And sometimes you don't ask, you don't tell. Now, these are names that I really can't mention because, quite honestly, I would be frightened to. But actually, I don't know if I could even say that. I don't know who's still around and who's still doing what. And I don't know. Put it this way. Let's say hypothetically, that a very successful drug dealer bought and sold cars via a hypothetical dealer, broker, whatever. Now, how would you know whether that was laundered drug money or just income that was being spent on a hobby? You just don't ask, don't tell. That was always my attitude. The weird thing is that the villains, they were always the nicest people. They were the ones that I got on with the best. Yeah. Right, shut up, Jason. Don't say too much. Dan Peters is with us. Hello, Boaty. Hi, everyone. I have my 11-year-old son. Oh, sorry. I gave my 11-year-old son a tenner at the weekend, and he held it up to the light to see if it was real. Stephen S. Paul says, I never worry about where the money comes from. Hell, Since the first of the month, I've already made $790, including the 410 I found in a Lincoln town car on Tuesday. If you need a hand with the Freelander, give us a shout, says Neil. Neil, I need a hand with the Freelander. There you go. There's your shout. Neil, I need a hand with all of them. Let's get something sorted, mate. You're not a million miles away. We've talked about it. Let's do it. But the Freelander's got too much potential to just sit and rot away in the yard. It's a potentially nice thing, that, and a useful thing. Bad Book says it was a great video, that, and the Bristol is a beautiful, iconic 50s shape. Exactly, John. Yeah, exactly. How do you know my kneecaps would have been fine, Cheese? But you don't know who I was dealing with. You used to put the fear of God into me. Lovely guy, never had a problem. Never had a problem with him. Other people did. Oh God, the stories I could tell you. They would give you nightmares. I never had an issue, but then I was honest and I was straight. And you know, how do I know that I can trust you? Because I'm shit scared of you. I know what you do. Oh God. Oh yes, good idea. Good idea now. And when I meet you, Boaty, I'll fill you in with the Priory pool table story. I'm sure we'll have quite a few stories to tell each other, John. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. You never know when you're safe to talk about these things from the past, do you? Yes, a broken spring is neither here nor there. No problem at all. I'll tell you what, darlings, it's quite exciting at the moment, actually, because I remember telling you about my numbers, YouTube numbers, and how I was excited because I used to. You remember I was telling you that I used to always aim to try and get 1,000 views in the last 24 hours, in the last 48 hours, sorry, and that suddenly I'd sometimes been hitting. Yeah, I won't, John. And sometimes I'd been hitting 2,000. Well, I don't know what it is, but the last few days or week, bloody hell. Let me just shout out the figures to you. Where are we? Now, for other channels, this will mean nothing. These will be small beans, but for me, they're really, really exciting. Bloody hell, gone up again. Right, views in the last 60 minutes. You know, I would hope for over 10. If I'm doing really well, over 30. Views in the last 60 minutes, right now, as we speak, 143. That's insane for me. Views in the last 48 hours. I used to try and maintain 500. If I could hit 1,000, I would be really chuffed with that. And then I told you the other night that I've been hitting 2,000 and how excited I was. Right, as we stand at the moment, views in the last 48 hours, 3,379. That's insane for me. Watch hours, through the roof, man. Watch hours in the last 28 days. And again, I would be hoping for, if I'm doing really well, I'd be hoping for 1,000. Watch time in the last 28 days, 3,300. Views in the last 28 days, 25,300. It's all balmy. It's all balmy. This is brilliant. I hope things carry on like this. Oh, and now the 60 minutes figure has gone to 144. 144 videos viewed in the last 60 minutes. So that's like from 10:30 on a Wednesday night, 144 of my videos have been viewed. That's brilliant. Uh, if you don't do YouTube as a, if you don't have a channel, you probably won't understand why I'm getting so excited. But I mean, this is just mad, absolutely mad. And I'm very grateful for it. God, imagine if you were like, well, I mean, imagine if you were even like a mustard. If you had Project Nigel, we do our stats. We do them on camera sometimes. His numbers are double or triple mine. His channel's got two years on me, um, but his numbers are a lot bigger than mine. If I had his numbers, I'd be clutching my little tinkle on a permanent basis. But then Mustard would tell you that he would look at, you know, a Matt or a Hubnut, and imagine getting those numbers. Must be incredible. Maybe one day it'll happen. Where did I get to? Cheeseburger says your views have gone up because the police and criminal community of Birmingham are watching you. I also think Untival has sparked interest. Uh, and he goes on to say, I see hubby has been playing with his organ today. Yeah, well, it's cold. It's a cheap hobby. Who can blame him? Neil says, cheesy. It's inland revenue. They'll be sending a SWAT team through the window in a minute. Skick says, I told you a few weeks ago the lives are getting more watchers now. And overall, the channel is getting more popular. Yes, you did, Skick. And it was that led me to actually discuss my actual figures with you. And this last week has taken another bump up. And this is in January when it's supposed to be dead. So, I really hope it keeps going and I can build on it. Try and think of, well, I mean, hopefully the better weather will bring more content. And I really am going to try and do more stuff this year, more road trips, more. Oh, there'll be the camping. I'm going to try and cram some interesting stuff in there. Loads more social stuff, meetups, all of that sort of thing. The weird thing is, talking about figures and views and whatnot. It's been a standing joke between me and Mustard that whenever I appeared on one of his videos, he loses subscribers. People watch a video and unsubscribe. And it started happening with me as well. When Mustard is on one of my videos, I've got people unsubscribing. And anything that we do together, whether it's a lunch video or, a road trip video or whatever, they don't do views. They just don't do views. Even that, I mean, we did lunch with JM, who's kind of a name, and you would have thought that would have done some views, and it didn't. It just died on its arse. Anything with me and Mustard in it, people just don't watch it. And if they do watch it, they don't like it and they unsubscribe. And we were talking about this, and we've decided that, well, we haven't decided it now, we'd always decided that, bloody hell. That we don't care whether people like it or not. We don't care whether people watch it or not. We're going to carry on doing it because we enjoy it. But it is bizarre that all of the stuff that we think is our best stuff, the stuff that we do together, gets the worst viewing figures. I think a lot of the stuff that me and Mustard do together makes me howl with laughter. And I think it's absolutely great, but apparently nobody else does. So there you go. I'm going to have to mute this in a minute. Oh, hello, Andrew's here. I've a spotty butty. Well, hello, Boaty and everyone. Increased views, says Bad Books. Must be minus winter temperatures. Oh, that might help, actually. Oh, God, no. I've never sung with Gary Glitter. All the more reason for Untival, says Baddy Scrap. I'm all over Untival. I'm all over it. And the more I think about it, and the more people tell me that I would be very unwise to go through with this, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I love the idea. I love the idea. And as long as it's not hurting anybody else, why the hell not? And if it means that people talk about me or us, well, there's the only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about. I love Untival. I just love it. It's so me and it's so us. And I love the fact that when we do it, and we are going to do it more than one, it's not actually going to be offensive, even though it kind of is offensive. It won't be offensive because we know how we're doing it, and that will come across. And we're not doing it to be deliberately offensive or to be controversial or anything like that. We're just having a laugh. And I'm sure that anybody who gets involved with it will have the same laugh. I mean, undoable. Is the microphone dying? Boaty keeps crackling again. Oh, do you want me to swap it? I'll swap it. Okay, here we go. More likely to be the internet, to be honest, than the microphone, but we've swapped it just to be on the safe side. 6,140 subs, says Skick. Not bad going, that. I put a lot of it down to persistence, and this is really the only live where you can have a good laugh with no fake people. It is a good laugh, so, and thank you all for making it a good laugh. You need to do 2 lunch videos, says Cheeseburger. A 20-minute short and the full one. And the short will get more views. Oh, that's an idea, actually. Somebody else suggested that. It might have been Mustard. Oh, and Stephen S. Paul says, Boaty, you just make too many videos, too much content. Not enough time in the day to watch it all. Oh, dear. On Lunch with Mustard, says Mark, Bad Books, I like Mustard doing an Eric Morecambe, looking and smiling at the camera. Has Mustard not sold his GSI yet? Asked Chris Maguire. GSI, the Tourer. He hasn't sold the Tourer yet, but he's very keen to sell it now because he's been offered a car that he particularly wants to buy for himself, a personal car. So, as I understand it, the 420 GSI Tourer is very definitely available for immediate sale. Mustard thinks you won't do Untival, says Barry. Yeah, and he thinks I shouldn't do it as well, but I'm gonna. Barry says there must be a way to push Lunch with Mustard and Boaty out there a little bit more. I don't know. I mean, you know, I think it's great. I think it's brilliant. They're the videos that I watch for pleasure. I love watching an old one where I've completely forgotten what went on. But maybe people just don't like them. And that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I've got a little sneaking feeling that if one of us or both of us ever actually has a breakthrough and we get to like Hubnut or Furious Driving level, then I think the back catalogue people would start going through it and start realizing that Mustard and Boaty Do Lunch is actually really quite amusing. I mean, it would definitely make it more commercial, if you like, if it was edited and condensed down into a 10 or 15-minute video. But and I know that, and I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. We never, or I never set out to make it a commercial thing or anything like that. Um, because that's not what we do it for. It's just me and my mate having lunch, and I just started filming it, and I like it going up there unedited, apart from the beginning and the end, and just there in its entirety. Now, if I had the time and the inclination, I would do what Tracy does sometimes very kindly for me and pull clips out of it and use the clips to pull people into it. But I just, I love the fact that there's loads of them, and I love the fact that they're there. And when I'm old and, you know, knackered and bedbound, I can just watch them and look back to the fun that I had with my mate. And that's what it's all about, really. And if 100 people really enjoy them, or 100 people really enjoy the long rambling road trips that I've done, then that's okay. That's okay. I'd rather leave them as they are for my personal pleasure and work on other videos to do well on YouTube. I mean, I'm still not. I've never had the. You always. I guess you always have a bit of ambition, but I've never set out to make YouTube a business. That's why I can't be asked to do merch or rock up to the events or do any of that. Um, if I earn money from YouTube, great, lovely. I'm not going to turn that away. But I've never thought about it being my business or my full-time income, and I still don't. If I'm honest, I like it to be. I like it to be a hobby. Um, if it brings in a bit of pocket money, that's great. That's really helpful. What I love most about it is you guys and what we've got going on and the community thing. That's the really important thing. Other than that, I just love the idea that I'm putting a load of stuff up there that will be kind of there forever, and it'll be my little footprint that I leave on this digital world of ours, I suppose. And that's genuine. It honestly isn't for gain. Like at the moment, I'm working on sticking all of the two fat ladies up there. I'm doing one a day. I'm putting them out at midnight so that you don't get annoyed by them. And the and the whole lot will go up there. I love the two fat ladies. I think maybe some of you might love them too. You might not have seen it before. You might not have seen it for a while, and you might enjoy watching it again. Whatever. I'm putting them all up there. I don't earn a penny from that. They're BBC copyright. I can put them up there, but they're not monetized. So I make the effort to put them up there for no possibility of any financial gain whatsoever, just because I love them. If I've got them on my channel, then they can't disappear, so I can always watch them myself. And I genuinely think that, and it was like Chance of a Million, same thing with that. I don't earn from those. But we'd talked about it in live streams and whatnot, and some of you hadn't seen them, and I wanted to make it easy for you to have the chance to watch them. Same with the two fat ladies. So, and the stuff that I do, the original content that I do, very, very little of it is done with the idea of actually earning any money from it. I do it because it's a bit of fun for me. It's my hobby. It's my connection with you guys. And some of you seem to enjoy it. So it's nothing to do with it being a business. And, going back to what Skick or whoever it was said, and about the live streams being the way they are, that's why these live streams are the way they are. Nobody who does YouTube as a business would do these. They just wouldn't, because it doesn't pay. On average, I earn about 25 pence in ad revenue for doing a live stream. So, how many of those are Hubner or Matt or James or anybody else going to do? Because for them, YouTube is the business, and that's not what it is for me. It's a hobby. It's my hangout place. It's with my pals, and that's why I guess it's a little bit different. And that's the way it's always going to carry on being, whatever my numbers do. And honestly, I think I'm bloody fortunate to have got as far as I have. Now then, where did I get to? Oh yeah, I remember that one. I love the lunch videos, says John. They're good for a laugh. Lunch with mustard and Boaty is very, very early days, says Bad Books. Do you think? I mean, we've been doing it a while now. Well, okay. The celebrity lunches, they're very early days. But we've been doing the lunches for ages. Barry says, the beauty of Boaty's videos, you can mostly listen to them if you want to. Yeah, they tend to be more audio than visual, don't they? Cheeseburger says, if Mustard reaches 100,000 subs, he'll say bollocks to Boaty and start doing collaborations with Hubby, Steph, and Matt. Oh, right, yeah. You did. Oh, excuse me. You did qualify that, Mark, didn't you? Yeah, meaning YouTubers have lunch with, yeah. And that's for Mustard reaching 100k subs and start doing collabs with Hubby, Steph, and Matt. Well, if he wanted to earn money, of course he would. And he does want to earn money. Mustard wants YouTube to be his full-time job, and he wants it to provide a full-time income. So, of course he'd do those collaborations, because it would be good business sense. I wouldn't. I'm always going to have other irons in the fire. I'm always going to have the restaurant. I'm not leaving there until they take me out in a wooden box. The Airbnb, that is still on. I don't think I told you. I might not have told you. If I did, I apologize. But I had a meeting with Vishnu on Tuesday night, and it is on. It is going ahead. It's taking a little longer than expected, but in a way that just means that I'm not going to be paying for, or we're not going to be paying for the place when the weather is freezing cold, and we're probably not going to do any business, and it's going to cost a fortune to heat. But it is all on, and there's the possibility of there, as I've said, of there being more. So there are always going to be other things going on for me. I doubt that I would ever put all of my eggs into the YouTube basket, even if I could, because there are other things I want to do and that I enjoy doing. I want to open a new restaurant. I'm desperate to open a new restaurant in Sheffield. There's no Nepali restaurant in Sheffield. I know exactly where I want to open it. And it might not even be a restaurant. It might be a dark kitchen. or what Vishnu wants to do is a really, not a dark kitchen as such, but a takeaway rather than a restaurant, but a really, really, really nice one. Um, and I've got the area. I know exactly the area that I want to do it, and I know that it will. I know that it will work. So that's something else that we're looking at. There's loads of other exciting things going on, and I do want to get back into dealing cars again, but doing it a little bit more properly and a little bit more upscale and a little bit more um, upmarket. I mean, I'm loving playing about with it, but I would like to do it more seriously. I would like to get I would like to get a pitch. I keep looking at them, and one thing might lead to another. If the Airbnb does well, if we open another restaurant and that does well, and I suddenly get some money coming in, so I'm not permanently skint, then there might be a car pitch, and that might do well, and it'll all feed into. So you know, um, and the YouTube stuff, I would like to do. I would like to do a little bit more. What I'd love to do is to start taking Tuesdays off. Really, really quiet day. So that, I mean, imagine if every week I could do like a 3-day road trip. So bugger off on Monday morning, then do Monday night, Tuesday night, and then back for work on a Wednesday. So I had an extra night in the week. I would love to do that. And I've got so many things I can think of that I'd like to do. So I don't want to just do one thing, and I don't want to, because at the end of the day, I'm in God's waiting room. I'm nearly dead. It could strike at any moment, darlings. My pals have been dropping like bloody flies, and it's not as if since retiring from being an athlete, it's not as if I've led a particularly healthy life, is it? Bloody hell, not by any manner of means. So who knows how long you've got, and I want to make the bloody most of it. Um, And annoyingly, at this age, there seem to be opportunities floating around now. And maybe it's because I'm the age I am that I really do want to grab them by the balls and squeeze the life out of them. Maybe if I was younger, then you would think, oh, I've got all the time in the world to do this and to do that. And no, I'm loving it. I'm loving the possibilities. And the minute that we get that place above the restaurant so that I can get the Airbnb kicking off, you watch my dust. I can't wait for that. I'm still trying to get Boo involved in it because she really knows what she's doing in that department. Exciting times, really. Although it is frustrating that, oh God, tomorrow's Daily Diary video is going to be another appeasing the vengeful gods of the overdraft video, because once again, I'm over my bloody draft limit. I haven't really got any cash to pay in, but I'm going to have to pay some in tomorrow, otherwise I'm in real trouble. I think I can scrape about 50 quid together to go and pay in tomorrow, which will hopefully just about see me through the weekend. And then I'll have some more cash that I'll need to pay in on Monday. But so it'd be kind of nice if I wasn't firefighting the overdraft all the time. But then, I can't grumble too much about that because at the end of the day, I'm living beyond my means, aren't I? Those cars sitting out there, but hey ho. As the goat said to me, they can't hang you for being poor. Mustard and Boaty go corporate. That'll be the day. Video title: Boaty pleasures himself watching YouTube. I'll screenshot that. Oh God, look at the time. It's midnight already. Boaty, says Skick. You have a job. Hubnut just does YouTube. If you could pack the restaurant in and just concentrate on your channel, you could piss all over the likes of Hubnut. Oh, that's really flattering, actually. That is really flattering. And I wonder if I could. I wonder if I could. I don't know. I don't know. I do wonder about that. You know, if somebody were to say to me, right, here's 20 grand. Do YouTube full time and YouTube alone, and do it the very best that you can for 6 months to the exclusion of everything else, and let's see how you get on. You know, I do wonder if I had all the time in the world. maybe Skick's right, and I would piss all over the likes of Hubnut, or maybe I'd completely die on my ass. Who knows? Who knows? But there you go. I'm not in that position anyway. And I've said it before. Ian went on record, and he did it full time when he was earning about 700 quid a month from YouTube. And that's quite a brave thing to do. But he didn't mention this, but at the time that he did it, he didn't have to worry about a home. He didn't have to, he had a wife who has a good career herself, who had a house. So there was a lot of stuff he didn't have to worry about that I do have to worry about. So it'd be a bit more of a leap of faith for me. But I do sometimes dream about that sort of thing where I could just spend all of my days making videos or making, a really good, interesting video with interesting, worthwhile content. Do that during the day, and then just spend the evenings editing and doing a live stream. Would be fun, wouldn't it? Hey ho. Two fat ladies, says Cheeseburger. New Mustard and Boaty series. Two old tossers. Oh, you should put Father Ted videos up, says John. Andrew says, I'm enjoying Two Fat Ladies. And no Cheeseburger, I'm talking about the TV show. Barry Scrotter says, Cheeseburger, if Mustard did a video with Steph, well, it would be a travesty. And Cheeseburger says, I can't see it happening. Yes to Father Ted making an appearance on Boaty's World, says Ivor Spotty Botty. Okay, that's a thought. I wouldn't mind having the Father Teds on my channel. That is a thought, actually. Okay. Once we've got to the end of the Two Fat Ladies, I'll put the Father Teds up. And before anybody has a go at me for putting non-original content up there, then it's extra stuff, right? I'm not doing it instead of, I'm not being lazy. You can't accuse me of being lazy, even though somebody did. Like, at midnight, actually 4 minutes ago, episode 5 of series 1 of the Two Fat Ladies will have gone up on the channel. But that's not because I'm not doing something else. I've done the daily diary today. I've done the 1919 video, and I'm now doing a live stream. So that's 3. And the Two Fat Ladies is just a little bonus in case any of you happen to enjoy it. And, I'm not earning any money from it, but the first episode is up to 500 or 600 views, and I think I've earned 9 subscribers from it. And those subscribers may just happen to watch videos that are monetized. They may become channel members. So it's worth putting it out there, I think. Barry says, I definitely want a few different cars in a few years when CMS is done with. What's CMS? CMS. Oh, right. Yeah, I've just figured it out. I've just figured it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yes, indeed. T-shirt idea, says Cheeseburger. An image of Boaty stood on the bonnet of a 2CV with his member in his hand. Boaty, Mustard and Allegro Man, the new Drive Tribe, asked Steve Nespaul. I actually think that could work. I actually think that could work. I do actually think that could work. I've never done any filming with Allegro Man. Obviously, I've met him, and I really, really like him, and I think he comes across really well on camera. And I think that throw me and him into the mix with Mustard, I do actually think that could work really well, which is why I was so keen to have. Okay, I'll let you into a little secret because I'm a little bit drunk now and it's gone midnight. The lunch video where I said it was Hubnut who hadn't turned up, blah, blah, blah. That was supposed to be the Allegro Man lunch video. And there was a bit of a family emergency and he couldn't make it. But I'm really looking forward to doing the lunch with the Allegro Man. We will do it on another date. And it, I think that could be really funny. We'll see. Oh God. Oh dear. Okay, darlings, I have made it to the end of the comments, and I think we have made it to the end of Thursday Night Live. It's gone midnight. You guys have got things to do. I've got curry to make and eat. And so start saying your good night because it is time to bugger off and prepare for the weekend. Have I got any other news for you? I left Miss Boo at the restaurant tonight and I'm back here in Sheeson. I've got curry for supper. I've got some amazing chicken drumsticks that we did tonight for lunch tomorrow. Oh, check these out. So looking forward to these. Oh, look at those. Beautiful. Spicy as hell. Oh, let's have a bit now. As soon as I've got them out. Be rude not to, wouldn't it? Oh, look at that. Mmm. Oh, hello. Mmm. Oh, that has got a kick. You didn't read most of the comments, you coward. That cheeseburger. Mmm. Oh, God, I'm looking forward to lunch tomorrow. I really am. Cheeseburger had curry for lunch at the Vine in West Brom, and he's going to pay for it tomorrow. Tomorrow's daily diary, which obviously I filmed today. I did warn you. I did warn you I was going to go mad on the noodles, and it's another noodle video, except that a little bit different. Tomorrow's noodle review is one of these bad boys. And it was, so that is actually soup rather than like pot noodly, instant noodly chow mein things. And jolly nice actually, and sorry, and even better value. What else is there to tell you? Nothing much. Nothing much. So where are we? Thursday. So yeah. So daily diaries will go on. There'll be fat ladies coming out at midnight. And then I'm off to the yard on Sunday, and I think Monday as well. I don't think we've got a lunch on Monday. Well, there'll be a mustard and boaty do lunch because we're going to have lunch, but I don't think it'll be a mustard and boaty do lunch with. But there will be one on Sunday, and I think most of you know by now who that's going to be with, don't you? I think you all know. Quite looking forward to it. Well, I'm very much looking forward to it. Sorry, I don't know. That sounded a bit dismissive then. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm making a special visit to the Yard of Dreams for it on a Sunday, which means that I'm going to have to drive 100 miles, 3, 2, 1, straight from the Yard of Dreams, straight to the restaurant. So that's going to be... Oh, and Simone's turned up. Boaty, just as we're all buggering off. So, yeah, on Sunday, well, I'll tell you now, I've had a glass of wine. If you didn't know, then on Sunday, Mustard and Boaty are doing lunch with Tom Drives. Oh, yeah. And I'm really looking forward to that, actually. Okay. Jolly good. So I will catch up with you live on Monday night, if not before, because you never know, do you? I mean, you never know. And we're looking forward to your yard visit as well, John. We really are. And thank you for the messages, by the way. So yeah, just a reminder, talking about exciting things going on at the yard, then we've got penciled in the 5th of November. 5th of November? What are you talking about, you fat twat? The 5th of February, thank you, is penciled in for the visit from John. But it's not just going to be a visit from John. It's going to be the 5th of February is going to be a mega day. I will be getting up early and I will be going down to the Black Country and I will be collecting Neil and Sophie, and we will be having a road trip up to the yard. You can bet that's going to be filmed. Oh yes. Cheeseburger will be having his own road trip with John and bringing John up to the yard, and we will all be having lunch together. God knows where or how. How's that going to work? That's going to be me, Mustard, Neil, Sophie. That's going to be 6 of us trying to squeeze it. A minimum of 6 of us. More might turn up. That's going to be a minimum of 6 of us trying to squeeze into the caravan to do a lunch. God, that's going to be a laugh, isn't it? Actually, it will be a laugh. And some big lumps amongst us as well, because me and Neil and Mustard are big lumps of chaps. And I think John is a big lump of a chap as well. So, oh well. Young Tom has such enthusiasm for the Rover brand. He does indeed. And Cheeseburger says, Ivor, he put up a good Rover video tonight. I know, Neil. Yeah, absolutely. Simone says, hi all, Tom with Mustard and Boaty. Oh dear, poor lad. Oh, and Cheeseburger says that he's a big guy as well. So it's going to be hilarious in that caravan with its flat tyres, isn't it? Bloody hell. God. Oh, we might need to take the emergency chairs. I could do that. I could take, oh, actually, is the room? Now we're all just gonna have to squidge up and get really close and personal, aren't we? God, it's gonna be hilarious. That's true, Ivor. That's true. We won't be cold in the caravan with that many bodies. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer then. But I'm really looking forward. I'm looking forward to the whole of this year. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about everything. Yeah, absolutely need to make sure there's heating in the caravan. Well done, Skip. Um, yeah, I think Mustard is a bit stressed at the moment, so I'm not going to mention it to him. I'll just try and organise some of the little gas bottles, the tiny little canister gas bottles. I'll try and get some of those over the next couple of days so I can get the little heater going. I don't know how or where from, but I must be able to get them from somewhere. Oh, I haven't got any money. I've got to put all the money into the bank tomorrow, haven't I? Oh well, I'll sort something out. Maybe on maybe on Saturday. Maybe I'll have some money on Saturday to do something, and it'll be grand. It'll be fine. We can't worry about these things. So I'm going to get off. I'm going to have my lovely curry, and I'm going to climb into my beautiful, clean bed sheets. And I'm going to leave you all to do the same. Oh, and John needs heat with his health. Don't worry, John. I'll make sure the caravan is nice and warm. Good night again, says Cheeseburger, and good night to all of you. It's been fun as always. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for this week, and thank you for this year and last year, and just generally being there and being you. And yeah, I shall bugger off, catch up with Mustard's video, where from the look of the thumbnail, he talks about wanting to give up everything. Don't blame him. It's horrible in the yard at the moment. And I will see you on a daily diary or in the WhatsApp group or on Facebook. Or failing all of that, I will see you Monday Night Live. Take care of yourselves. Stay warm tonight. Enjoy the warmer weather that's coming over the next few days. Have a great weekend. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. I'm saying nothing. Have yourselves a great weekend, and much love from me. Oh, and the new ending, of course. Put you, bosh. Boom. I quite like that boom. What a good addition. Night, darlings.